Hello. Give me a second. Vocalizer being a bit funky will fix. Hey, been a little while. How is everyone? There, that should load up in a second. Professional streamer, folks. Oh, visual representation frozen. Testing and testing. Okay, we should be back. One more change. There we go. I am fine. For those who have been worried about me, I have been having an incredibly busy time at my day job. And as it turns out, layering on the stress of trying to make a debut happen, and stuff like that is not a good idea. It gave me some time to think about things, I suppose. I'll be alright for now. Even though I do make the joke the number of professional streamer, I really don't think I'm mostly just kind of showing up to play games, I'll be real. Anyways, we are going to be playing. I gave my plate a long time ago. Do I really remember it that much? Only somewhat. But I had a craving for old Fire Emblem, so that's just what we're doing tonight. Let's go ahead and switch on over. I made a new layout and everything. It's a little bit different than usual. It's about all I could do for this form factor. This is all experimental. We'll see if it works. Something that has kept me from wanting to play a lot of very older games is the fact that I can't really read out the text for you. Theoretically I can, but it would be very clunky. If you absolutely know nothing about this is the perfect stream. I will explain it. This is a very early remake and sequel to the very first Fire Emblem game on the Super Famicom. Mechanics are not that complicated. And it has some improvements over the original NES system that makes it a little bit more digestible, I think. Some people have their opinions on, and I think it's a nice little game though. That said, I haven't actually set up my controller on this, so I'll do that real quick. Things are going to be silent for a second here. I apologize. One second, please. There we go. So this is the very first game of, at least story-wise. I am not the most versed in its lore. But it's a good introduction. I would say probably not the best introduction, but a good one. And yeah, this is a very old game at this point in time, had 36 years old. Given the copyright It's got some neat touch going on with it though. So's the introduction kind of suggested. There's a big dark dragon whose empire was looking to take over the world. And then you have your traditional hero's story of a hero rising to solve the problem. Henry of Altier. Funny enough, the legendary Stuart is called Falcon, which in the real world was not a super special sword. I think it's that old. I mean, it's the family come we're talking about here. So we have the history of how the world was saved 100 years ago. And history repeats itself. They formed alliances and are using them to try and take over the world. And unfortunately, we're not winning this at this time. So we sent our descendant of the hero, and he also failed. Because he was assassinated. And Altea is gone. And so our hero Martha, that you probably know from Smash. His 14-year-old hen has escaped being captured by the enemy. It's a really dark stuff. We've taken refuge in a very far away island. And so Marth has been hanging out here trying to train up for whenever there's an actual chance to do something about this. Conveniently, the one remaining father figure reminds him that a 14-year-old kid probably isn't going to do very much. But a 16-year-old kid now, that's hero age apparently. And yet things are not going great for our birthday. Our island is under attack by pirates because you have to have some bandits to start your game with. Welcome to the game. There's a lot of stats. It is not nearly as complicated as it looks. Also, hello raid. Buns and chat for the raid. Raiders haven't missed any gameplay, we've just been doing the opening story, and me explaining some stuff. Our home island is under attack, we are 16 years old and ready to be hero, that's all you need to know. Folks who do know Fire Emblem, this is the new localization of fan localization. And it came out about a year or so ago and I wanted to check it out. Now this game being so old lacks a lot of quality of life. It's a little bit more than the original, but there is no active danger map that you can enable, you're just going to have to keep checking stuff yourself. So in this game you primarily want mud to serve more sewer. As kind of like Envoy, I suppose. He's not actually the best at combat. But he is the only person who can communicate with houses and collect supplies and stuff. Kind of expected that would miss. Now we don't have Any healing to start with outside of healing items will have to wait a level or two to get that. Now something this game does feature over the original is that mounted units can dismount in this game. Also, some of the animations are very slow. This game does have map animations for attacks and stuff, so I might turn those on because I think they're very cute. It's not a super fast-paced game. Which is why I'm considering it to be something to play for the midday streams where I can't be on a rhythmic. Also, the warriors walk very funny. When it comes to our initial group of units, it doesn't particularly matter who you focus getting experience on. I will go ahead and buy a javelin while I'm here in a basic iron sword, so I don't run through the rapier. Movement speeds are very high in this game compared to a lot of later ones as well. And Kada here is going to be one of our be consistent about it, or Shida, whichever one you want to pronounce it. She's got two ways to pronounce her name, because no one can really I'm not exactly sure which is which. I started with the old way, so